Kapalabhati breath is it's a kriya, so it's a cleansing practice, and it's quite good because it straight away wakes up our core. So it's quite a nice way to start our core practice. So we'll come to kneeling. Kneeling, if you're okay, kneeling is a good way to be for this. If you prefer to sit in another way, you can. You could come into an intense toe stretch, which is also quite nice because it starts to wake up the feet as well. But if you really struggle with that, you might just want to kneel. So you could come to just a standard kneeling position if you want to, or you come to your intense toe stretch. And I think we're all familiar with the Kapalabhati breath, or the skull shining breath is the other name for it. And basically, we are breathing out through the nose. Hang on, it's lost connection. We're breathing out through the nose as if we're trying to blow something into a tissue. And then the inhale happens just naturally. So coming to kneeling or sitting cross legs or whatever you want to do. And we'll take it quite slowly to start because it can get a little bit, if you go too quickly with the Kapalabhati breath to start, it can get a little bit sort of confusing. As we are blowing out through the nose, as if we're blowing something into a tissue, we want to snap the navel in. It's as if you're trying to draw the navel right in towards your spine. So if we just prepare, come to your kneeling position, relax the shoulders, taking a nice long full inhale through the nose, exhaling everything out through the nose, and then inhaling about halfway, and then starting and then stop, holding everything out, bring the chin to the chest. Just hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Lift your head, take a normal inhale through the nose. Exhale everything out through the nose. And then we'll go again. So I counted 30. So if you inhale halfway and then start again. Hold everything out, bring the chin to the chest. Just hold it there for 3, 2, 1. As you lift the head, nice long inhale through the nose. Exhaling completely through the nose, and then we'll do one more round. So again, inhale halfway, and then start again. And then chin to the chest, holding everything out for 3, 2, 1. And then just raising the head and coming back to your normal breath, feeling the effect of that. So you should feel that we've already woken up our core a little bit. And it's said to massage the intestines as well. It's a nice little practice to do. Okay. So feeling the effect of that, maybe your toes or your feet are screaming at you now as well. We'll come off the toes if you're in intense toe stretch. Just come forward and then just tap the toes out. You might want to do that. And then we'll come straight down onto our back. So come straight down onto your back. And then from there, bring the knees in to the chest. And I'm going to come straight into really warming up the core a little bit more. So the knees are coming right into the chest. Take your arms down by your side with the palms facing down. And then pressing into the palms to lift the hips up, bring the knees towards you. And then release them back down. And then we're going to do that a few times. So it might not feel like very much to begin with. But we're going to keep going with this. As you do this, keep the navel drawing in. And we'll do this for 10. Keep the knees squeezing in as well. 9. We're just lifting the hips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release the hips back down, stretch the legs straight up towards the ceiling. Point through the toes, engage the legs as much as you can, draw the navel and press the low back down. And then inhale as we exhale, we'll just lower the legs about halfway. And then inhale, bring them back up. And just make sure that when you do this, that your low back doesn't leave the mat. We'll keep going. And we'll do this one for 10 as well. Try to move with the breath. So we exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, 9. Just take it as at whatever pace suits you. 8. 7. Keeping the low back pressing down. 6. 5. 4. 3. Start to feel the muscles in your low belly. 2. And 1. And then we'll hold it about halfway for 5. Keep the low back pressing down. 4. Try and keep the backs of the shoulders down as well. 3. Don't let the low back start to arch and lift. 2. And 1. And then bring the legs back up. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little bit of a back massage. Whatever you need to do there. Any little movement that feels nice. Okay, we'll keep the right knee drawing into the chest. We'll stretch the left leg away. Just keep the left leg about a foot up off the mat. And then the left hand will release it and hover it about an inch above the left thigh with the fingers pointing down towards your toes. On the inhale, we'll come up, bring the nose towards the knees and see if you can really reach your left fingertips down towards your left toes. Again, the low back's pressing down, the shoulders are staying really relaxed, and you're trying to get that sort of crunching feeling going on the front of the abdomen. And if you are okay with this, we're going to pulse it here with the fingertips reaching towards the left toes for 5. 4, keep the navel drawing in, the ribs in. 3, 2, and 1, and then release, head and shoulders down, let that left leg come down. Tuck your right toes behind the left thigh, and we'll just come into a little twist there, right arm out to the side. Don't make it a really deep twist if your back is sensitive. Just take it really gently and we'll warm up nice and gently. Still smiling, hopefully. Okay, inhaling to come back. We'll switch, bring the left knee in, stretch the right leg away. Right arm reaches away across along the top of the right thigh with the fingertips reaching towards the toes. The left knee's coming in. Inhale to come up there. Press the low back down, ribs in, navel in. And then you can stay with that, or you can do the pulsing it. Trying to get that real sort of crunching sensation going on the front of the abdomen for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release, head and shoulders down, let the right leg come down, tuck the left toes behind the right thigh, and then just come into as deep a twist as is appropriate. So remember, don't come too far when we're still warming up, especially if our low back's a bit creaky on these cold mornings. Okay, inhaling to come back. We'll bring the knees back into the chest, give yourself a squeeze, take the hands behind the thighs, start to rock back and forward. You can do that a few times. It can feel quite nice along the length of your spine. And then we'll come up to meet in the balance on the sit bones, because I know how much we love to do this first thing in the morning. Okay, reaching the arms forward in your half Navasana. Softness with the hands here, so that we're not really tensing into the arms. Think about the back ribs lifting up. Shins are staying parallel with the mat. If you need to cheat here, please feel free. So instead of compromising your back, always cheat. So if you need to hold behind the knees, or you can even let the toes come down towards the mat as well. Otherwise, we'll keep the shins lifted, we'll keep the arms reaching forward, keep the chest lifting, think about the back ribs lifting up as well. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands to heart center. Try to keep lifting the chest. Inhale in the center. As we exhale, we'll twist to the right, using your abdomen to twist. Try not to use momentum. Inhale back to center, exhale, twisting to the left. Inhaling to come back to center and then twisting to the right. Inhaling to come to center, twisting to the left. Okay, if you want to make this stronger, which you might not, as you twist to the left, you might straighten the right leg, come back to center, twist to the right, straighten the left leg, back to center, twist to the right, to the left, straighten the right leg, back to center, twist to the right, straighten the left leg. So add on if you want to, or not. Keep smiling, keep breathing, rest if you need to, of course. I think our cores are definitely warming up now. Come back to centre. Release the arms, squeeze the knees in as close as you can, lift the chest. Think about the back ribs lifting up as well. And then release across the legs. We'll come over onto all fours. And then straight away, let's find some nice cat-cows. So these can feel really nice after that, can't they? So make sure that the fingers are spread wide. Wrists below the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. And then inhaling, tummy drop down. So again, if you're back sensitive in the morning, exhale, come back. Just take these really gently. It doesn't need to be a big movement. So you're just sort of warming up into the spine, noticing how everything feels. Whatever you're doing, just try to synchronize the movement with the breath. Closing the eyes, if it helps you, just to focus on the sensation a little bit more, close your eyes. Okay, we'll come through a couple more like that. Definitely should be feeling our core already this morning. Next time you come back into your angry cat, really lift the navel, draw the navel in, really draw the ribs in, lift between the shoulder blades, really squeeze, get that shoulder blade protraction action going. And I go on about that a lot, holding it here. I go on about that a lot because the more you can get that lift and spread between the shoulder blades and the ribs in, the more you really learn to engage your core. And that helps us, doesn't it, to support the rest of our practice. So really lift, squeeze, spread between the shoulder blades. And then we'll release back to a standard all fours position. Okay, from here, walking the hands forward about a handprint or two, tucking the elbows and then slowly lowering down onto our fronts. Keeping the elbows glued into the sides of your waist. Untucking the toes, adjusting the low half of the body so that you feel comfortable. I'm going to do some back bends. We want to keep our core engaged when we're doing our back bends as well to protect our back. So we should be aware of our core. We can feel it now after that little warm up. So try to be mindful of keeping the core engaged as we work through some of these. Okay, we'll start with some cobra. Keep the elbows in, roll the shoulders back. Pubic bone presses down, pressure into the tops of the feet. So much so, as you press into the tops of the feet, the knees are just sort of beginning to lift up a little bit from the mat. You're lengthening the sit bones down towards the heels. You're drawing the navel in, you're feeling that core engagement, and then you're coming up a little bit higher into your baby cobra. So the gaze is forward for cobra, isn't it? But if we're going to do a few of them, you might feel more comfortable with your neck just to keep the gaze down at about 45 degrees. Okay, inhale, come up a little bit higher. Can you start to get the energetic action of the heart center moving forward and the elbows drawing back? And then exhaling to lower. Okay, inhale, come back up. See if you can use minimal pressure in the hands. Keep all of that action going. The core's engaged, low half of the body is engaged. Exhale, come back down. Keep going. We're going to do 10 like this. Exhale to come down. See if you can really not rely on the hands as much as possible. 9, 8, but you make sure that you're using your core here. 7. You don't want to be just crunching into the low back, relying on the hands. 6, 5, 4, keep pressing into the tops of the feet. 3, 2, and 1. Come up, hold it in cobra, squeeze the elbows in, roll the shoulders back. Get that action in the low half of the body, and then maybe you lift the hands. Do a little bit of flying cobra, jazz hands. Maybe you see if you can come up a little bit higher like that as well. Okay, taking another breath and then releasing to come down. And just rest for a moment, let the heels drop out. Maybe let the arms come by your side. Observe the sensation. We should have woken up the back body a little bit more now as well. Core's fired up, back body's fired up. I'm going to do some Salabhasana now. If you know that these are quite intense for your back, then take it easy. You can stick to the cobras if you want to. Okay, if we're going to do some of the Salabhasanas, with the arms down by our side, turning so that the palms face down, walking the fingers away a little bit more, and you can come up onto the tips of the fingers and the tips of the thumbs. Press into the feet so you get that action going with the low half of the body. Tailbone is lengthening, sit bones are lengthening, navel's drawing in, core is starting to engage, and then we'll inhale, come up, lifting the legs and the upper body as well. And then exhale to lower back down. And then inhale to come up. Exhale to lower back down. Keep the chin tucked for these. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower, so that you're just lengthening the back of the neck. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Okay, we're going to keep going for 10. Try to keep the core engaged. Try and get the lengthening action. 9, 8, 7, 6. Try and make yourself as long as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On the last one, you might hold it for 5. Get that action going in the lower half of the body. 4. Make sure that you're engaging your core here as well. 3. Heart center is moving forward here as well. 2. And 1. And then release. Come down. Rest for a moment. Let the heels drop out. Shoulder heads roll forward. Just rest. Observe the sensation that you have in your body. We're waking up, hopefully, all around that sort of mid-band of our body. Okay, from here we'll come to Sphinx. So come onto your elbows. Making sure that you're stacking the elbows below the shoulders. You can adjust maybe the low half of the body. The same thing in Sphinx, we've got that energetic action of the elbows drawing back and the chest pressing forward. And we're trying to engage the low half of the body here as well. Okay, we've done this, these little reps quite a lot. They're quite a nice way to work on our core, but we're going to tuck the toes here this morning. Remember, you can keep the knees down if you need to for this, or you can lift everything. It's up to you. You might want to keep the knees down for the first couple and then see how you get on and work up to lifting the knee too. Okay, on the inhale, we press into the elbows, we lift everything up, protract between the shoulder blades, chin to the chest, and then exhaling to lower back down. Lift the chest, Sphinx pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Really lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep going, we'll do 10. So really lifts up the ribs in when you come up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Last one, really stuck everything in and hold it up here for 5. Protract between the shoulder blades. 4, navel in, ribs in. Kneecaps up the front of the thighs as well. 3, 2, and 1. And then release, come down, just come back to Sphinx. Or maybe we'll all just lie down for a moment. Just come to resting your chin or one side of your face on your hands. And again, just observe the sensation. Let it settle down. Notice what you feel and where you feel it. Okay, so we're in the perfect position to come straight to some of our dolphin planks. I know that we want to do that first thing in the morning as well. So come onto your elbows. Again, make sure you're stacking so that your elbows are below the shoulders. And then some people for this, actually, although we're going to come to our side, I was going to say, for dolphin plank, some people find it easier or more comfortable to have the hands interlaced, fingers interlaced. So you might want to do that when we're in the plank. Otherwise, the palms face down. But we're actually going to come over to our side this morning, so that the interlace might not work as well. But we'll come to standard dolphin plank first. So come up, lift. Remember here to, again, get that protraction going between the shoulder blades. The ribs are drawing in, the navel's drawing in. The more that we can engage our legs as well, the better. So the more that we can make the low half of the body get involved in the pose, the less pressure there is in the upper body. So remember to do that. You can always interchange and have the knees down and do the supported version as well, remember. Okay, from here, we're going to come over to the left. So coming onto the outside of the left foot, you can stack the feet or stagger the feet. Make sure that your left shoulder's below the left elbow's below the left shoulder, and then reach the right arm up, lift the right hip up. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher, and then exhale, can you let that hip dip down towards the mat, and then inhale, lift it, and then dip down. Inhale, lift, dip down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Release, unwind. Back to standard dolphin plank. Feels quite easy now, doesn't it, after that? Okay, and then come to the other side, outer edge of the right foot. Stack the feet or stagger the feet. Make sure that you're stacking your joints, elbow below the shoulder. Left arm reaches up. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip down. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Unwind. Come back to your standard dolphin plank. See if you can hold it here. So keep everything sucking in. 5, shoulder blades are protracting. 4, ribs are drawing in. 3, 2, and 1. And then release. Knees down. Come all the way down. Have a rest. Rest. Chin onto your hands on one side of your face. Let the heels drop out. Just rest and observe how that feels already in your body. And I need to try and tie my hair back. Okay, so just let the heels drop out, let your low back soften here. And notice how everything's feeling already. Quite intense, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to come back to dolphin plank. So cheat if you need to, have the knees down, elbows below your shoulders. Come back up to your dolphin plank. And then this time we're going to do some of that seesawing action, but keep everything drawing in, ribs in, navel in. Elbows and forearms are pressing down strongly into the mat. The legs are working hard as well. Inner thighs squeeze towards each other. Get the glutes involved too. And then inhale, weight forward, exhale, take it back. 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 We'll keep going for 10. 9, don't let anything sag. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then let the knees come down. Come all the way down and rest. Arms down by your side. Let the shoulder heads roll forward, heels drop out. Just completely rest. Let the low back soften. Take a nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Okay, so I know dolphin plank's hard, isn't it? It helps us though to work on our strength. It's one of the best ones, even more so than standard plank, I think. So it's worth it, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to come through some of those little sequences that we do, which is Superman to Sphinx to dolphin plank. Use your knees if you need to. Okay, our back should be warmed up, but remember to keep that action going, lower half of the body. Okay, reaching the arms forward, keeping the chin tucked. Pressure into the tops of the feet, pubic bone presses down, bum is lengthening. Inhale to bring the upper body up for Superman. Shoulders are drawing down away from the ears, keeping the chin tucked. Maybe you can come up a little bit higher, Superman. Exhale, elbows below the shoulders for Sphinx. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift back up into your dolphin plank. And then seesaw there, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the knees come down, come all the way down. Step back up for your Superman. Chin is tucked, make sure the low half of the body is comfortable. You can get that engagement going. Shoulders are drawing down away from the ears. Inhale, come up with the upper body. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you can come up a little bit higher. Inhale, come up a little bit higher, Superman. Exhale, elbows below the shoulders, Sphinx pose. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift for dolphin plank. Seesaw, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, come all the way down. Step back up for your Superman. Okay, shoulders are drawing away from the ears. Inhale, come up, Superman. Keep that action, low half of the body, protect your back, engage your core. Inhale, come up a little bit higher, Superman. Exhale, elbows below the shoulders, Sphinx. Inhaling for dolphin plank, and then pulsing it, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the knees come down, come all the way down. I'll just do one more of those. Bring the arms forward for your Superman. Keep that action going, low half of the body. Remember, we shouldn't feel it in our back at all. We're using everything to support our back, hopefully. Okay, inhale, come up, Superman. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Keep pressing into the tops of the feet. Maybe come up a little bit higher, Superman. Exhale, elbows below the shoulders for Sphinx. Inhale, tuck the toes, dolphin plank. And then pulsing it back and forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then let the knees come down, come all the way down, take the arms by your side, let the shoulder heads roll forward, heels drop out, just completely rest there for a couple of breaths. Notice how everything feels. We love our core. It's my favourite. Okay, from here we're going to come to just child's pose, Balasana. Just for a couple of breaths, there's a little bit of a counter pose for all of these back bends. So remember when we do back bends that you want to come to your child's pose with care. Don't be in a rush, take your time. Think about lengthening the outer hips back to the heels. So we don't want to go from one extreme to the other really quickly. Just take your time there. Find as much length as you can. And then the forehead comes down. Modify your child's pose if you need to as well. Pad out if you need to. Maybe the hips don't come all the way to the heels. Just do your version. And then let the forehead rest down. Relax your shoulders. Let the low back soften. And again, observing how does your body feel? How does your core feel? So even though Balasana, child's pose, is a nice, relaxing, sort of passive pose, we can make it a little bit more active, and you can really be aware of your core here. So think about your abdomen. Can you think about the abdominal core muscles? Maybe you can think about drawing the navel in. Feel that little bit of engagement. Maybe you can lengthen the sides of your waist a little bit more. Feel the muscles there. Can you find some more length? Find a bit of engagement there. The back body as well. If you reach your hips back further towards your heels, you can feel the muscles around the spine as well, perhaps feeling that little bit of engagement. Press the hands into the mat, lift the elbows up, start to feel some more engagement into the arms too. The shoulder blades are still drawing away from the ears though. So even in our child's pose, we can be aware of our core. Keep that little bit of activity going, press into the hands, elbows lift. Okay, on our next inhale, we'll come back up to all fours. We'll bring the hands forward about a handprint. We're going to tuck the elbows and do some mini chaturangas. So think about the chest coming forward. Really slowly. Don't let the shoulders come lower than the elbows. Stop. And then inhale, come back up. And then come forward. Don't let the ribs start to drop and sag. Inhale, come back up. Come forward slowly, elbows glued to the sides of the waist, ribs are drawing in. Inhale, come back up. Keep going, we'll just do another 5 of these. Remember, don't let the shoulders come too low. 4. Really good for working on our chaturanga strength. 3. 2. She says, and 1. And then come back up. This time we'll come all the way down to our fronts. Untuck the toes. Now press into the palms, baby cobra. Roll the shoulders back. As we exhale this time, we'll come all the way back and find our first downward facing dog. And then when you get there, moving in any way you want to, pedaling, swaying. Maybe you want to roll up into the shoulders and find some plank. Do whatever. You can always take the knees down as well here instead, if you want a more restful version of this, of course. Okay, on our next inhale, we'll take the right leg up. And then as we exhale, step it forward. Help it forward if you need to. Adjust. We're going to walk that right foot a little bit over to the right and then bring both arms on the inside of the right foot. Keeping the left knee up though, so we're in this sort of high lizard lunge. From here, we're going to do some like mini chaturangas here as well. So inhale, press into the palms, lift and spread between the shoulder blades. Down into the elbows. Inhale to push and lift. Exhale, dip down. Inhale to push and lift. Exhale, dip down. Inhale to push and lift. Exhale, dip down. Keep going for 10, 9, 8. It might not be that big a movement if you're quite tight in the hips. 7, doesn't matter. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from there we'll let the left knee come down. Just adjust so that your left hand is below your left shoulder, and then open up for a twist there. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. You may bend the back knee and reach back and take hold of the foot and stretch out to the front of your left thigh. Keep smiling, letting the breath settle there. Okay, from here, taking an inhale. As we exhale, unwind, take the hands down. We'll step back into our downward facing dog, and then just moving, swaying, pedaling, doing whatever we need to. Okay, other side. So inhale, take the left leg up. Exhaling to step it forward. Taking the left foot over to the left, both hands on the inside of the left foot. And then we'll do some of those dips here. So try and stay engaged with the right leg, the right knee stays lifted. Inhale, press into the palms, lift and spread between the shoulder blades. Exhale, dip down. So it's like a mini chaturanga. Inhale, push and lift and spread. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, push and lift and spread. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, push. I think I did 10, didn't I? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, definitely feel the triceps, 3, 2, and 1, and then let the right knee come down, adjust the right hand so that it's below the right shoulder, and then open up with the left arm for a twist. And you might bend the left knee, right knee even, and reach back. If you get cramp there, which is quite common in that position, just release it, of course. Turn your chest. Okay, inhale, exhale to release. Take the hands down. We'll find our way back into downward facing dog, and then moving, swaying, doing whatever you want to when you get there. On our next inhale, we'll look forward. You can step, hop, float, walk, just come forward however. Lengthen the chest forward when you get there, and then exhale, forward bend. Inhaling to come up, pressing down through the feet, keeping the arms coming out, around and up, gaze up. And then exhale, hands down through heart center. Okay, Surya Namaskara A 3 times. Modify it if you need to. Skip the vinyasas. Do whatever you need to. We all know enough about this, I think. Inhale, take the arms out, around and up, and gaze up. Exhale to come forward. Inhaling for your halfway lift. Exhale to step or jump back. Coming down through the knees or chaturanga. Inhaling for back bend, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, so connecting straight away to your breath. 2, and again, a little bit of that action of the ribs drawing in as well in our downward facing dog. 3, remember to soften around the base of the neck. 4, and 5. On the inhale, look forward. You can step, hop, float, walk. Get forward, however, chest lengthens forward once you're there, and then exhale, forward bend. Inhaling to come up, bringing the hands to touch, and then exhale. Okay, straight into another one. Inhale, arms up. As we exhale, come forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to step or jump back. Come down through the knees or chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths. 1. So just come into that nice fluidity of breath in and out through the nose. 2. Think about the front of the thigh moving to the back of the thigh. 3, shoulder blades are moving up your back. 4, and 5, inhaling to look forward, stepping, hopping, floating, walking forward, and then exhale, forward bend. Inhaling to come up, bringing the hands to touch, and then exhale. Okay, last one, inhale, big circle with the arms. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Coming down through the knees, cheating, doing whatever you need to. Inhale for your back bend, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths, or child's pose, or whatever you need to do. 1. Remember to relax the head and neck in downward facing dog 2. But we're pressing the mat away with the hands to lift as much up out of the shoulders as we can. 3. Shin bones move back. 4. And 5. Okay, inhale, take the right leg up. And then as we exhale, bend the knee, hug the thigh, knee to the nose and squeeze. Inhale to stretch it back. Exhale, knee to nose and squeeze. Inhale to stretch it back. And then exhale to step it forward. So we're setting up for our crescent lunge. Adjust the feet, do whatever you need to. And then when you're ready, inhale, come up for crescent and then sink into it. Shave the outer right hip back. So just give yourself a few moments when you get to your crescent to settle in and make any adjustments that you need to. Extra weight in the front foot, you're energizing back through the left heel, the ribs are drawing in, and you feel the core here as well. We definitely should be feeling our core already. You feel it here too. Keep those lower ribs drawing in, the navel is drawing in. You're sinking a little bit deeper. The shoulder blades are coming down the back. Maybe you can turn your gaze up there as well. Maybe not. Okay, from here we'll come in and out of arrow pose for a few goes. So inhale, reach up through the fingertips. As you exhale, bring the weight forward and hover over the right thigh. Reach back through the fingertips, chest lengthens forward. And then inhale, come back up, crescent. Exhale, come forward and hover. Keep everything knitting in. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, come back up. Okay, I'm going to keep going here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next time we come forward into our arrow pose, hold it there. Almost baby cobra with the upper body. Reach back through the fingertips, keep that outer right hip shaving back. Ribs are drawing in, navel's drawing in. And then can you shift the weight forward and come straight into warrior 3. Lift the left leg, outer left hip drops down, lift up out of that right hip, reach back through the fingertips, still almost like that baby cobra with the upper body there. Okay, on the inhale, we're going to bring the left leg forward, bring the arms up, bring the knee towards the chest. And then as we exhale, come back to warrior 3. Arms come back as well. Inhale, come up, knee towards the chest. Exhale, come back, warrior 3. Inhale, come back up, knee towards the chest. Reach the arms up if you can. Exhale, come back, warrior 3. I've lost count. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come back. I'm going to do another 2. So inhale, come up. Exhale, come back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come back. Okay, so back to warrior 3. Chest lengthens forward, lift up out of that right hip. And we're going to soften into the front knee, reach back and come back to that arrow pose. Find the mat again with your left foot. Chest lengthens forward. Inhale to come back up to your crescent lunge. Well done. Settle in. You're definitely feeling your right bum, probably, about now. So I'm going to do some of those dips that we really like to work our bum here as well. Inhale, exhale to dip down, but not all the way. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down, not all the way. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down, not all the way. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down and keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let the knee come all the way down this time. Untuck the toes, just come into a nice low lunge for a bit of a reprieve for a moment. Your right bum is probably really talking to you. Draw the outer right hip back, ribs in, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Inhale there. As we exhale, we're going to come down onto the fingertips, tuck the toes, left foot, lift the knee, turn the left foot out and root it down, and then come straight into side angle pose. And you could come to the elbow to knee version if you want to. Turn your chest. In your side angle pose, inner left thigh is lifting, front knees opening out. Can you think about the right hip moving forward between the legs to the left side of the mat? Turn your chest. Maybe you can gaze towards your left fingertips there as well. Well done. Okay, from here, look down to your right foot. Inhale, press in. We'll come into warrior 2. And then adjust it if you need to, sink into your warrior 2. Shoulders down the back. Shoulder blades press in. Gazing over your right middle finger. Okay, on an inhale, straightening into the front leg, turning your torso to face towards the left. Shoulder blades still pressing into the back. Tailbone is heavy, we'll come into Trikonasana. Inhale to lengthen up through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, reach with the right arm forward. Hand can go anywhere down the shin. Maybe first 2 fingers around the big toe. Turn your chest in your Trikonasana. Try not to lean into the lower hand, whatever it is you're doing. Can you use your bandhas to get your tailbone to point to the back of your left heel? So it's almost like a little bit of a tilt with the pelvis here in Trikonasana. Left side ribs draw in, left fingertips up to the ceiling. It's almost as if your left arm is pulling your torso up to the ceiling. Gaze turns up as well. Okay, a little bit of extra effort. You can reach the lower arm forward, but try not to collapse anywhere in your body if you're doing that. Keep breathing and smiling. Really strong on the core Trikonasana. I always find it's quite a challenging standing pose, isn't it? Okay, on the next inhale, we'll come back to a warrior two. So bending into the front knee, adjust, settle back into a warrior two. In the left thigh lifts, front knee opens out. Big inhale, warrior two, and then as we exhale, we'll make our way to downward facing dog. However we want to get there. Through the vinyasa, skip it, do whatever you need to. Inhale, up double cobra. And then exhale back, downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, and if you observe the sensations in your body now. 2, notice the difference between the right side and the left side. 3, remember to press the shins back in downward facing dog. 4, and 5. Okay, inhale, take the left leg up. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose and squeeze. Inhale to stretch it back. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, knee to nose, and then stepping the foot forward, setting up for our present lunge. So adjusting, making sure you're not on a tightrope so that when you wobble your way up, it's not too difficult. Outer left hip back, right hip forward. Heavy in the front foot, energized back through the right heel. Ribs in, shoulders down. Maybe you turn your gaze up there as well. Okay, we'll come in and out of our arrow pose a few times to start. So try and make it a nice deep crescent lunge. Try and keep the ribs drawing in. Inhale, exhale to come forward and hover over the left thigh. Suck the ribs in. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, come back up. Okay, we'll keep going here for 5. I remember when this used to feel really hard, actually. 4. Now it's just warming us up for the next thing. 3. 2. And 1. Okay, come back, hover in your arrow pose, suck the ribs in, draw the shoulder blades down the back, and then we're going to find a warrior 3 from here. So taking the weight into the left foot, right leg lifts, almost a baby cobra with the front body, pressing strongly into the left foot to lift up out the left hip, the right leg as high as you can. Inhaling to bring the weight forward, right knee into the chest, arms up, and then exhaling back to warrior 3. Inhaling to bring the arms up, knee into the chest, exhaling back to warrior 3. I'm always worse on this side as well. Inhale up, exhale, warrior 3. Inhale up, exhale, warrior 3. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next time we come back to warrior 3, softening into the front knee, reaching back, finding our arrow pose again, hopefully nice and softly in control. Come back to crescent lunge, sink into it, and then we'll do the dip. So inhale to exhale and dip down, and not all the way. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, come back up. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then come all the way down. A little brief reprieve in a low lunge. Hand tuck the toes, let the hips sink forward and down, ribs in, shoulder blades down the back. Maybe you turn your gaze up there as well. Don't let the ribs collapse forward though, still keeping that core engagement even there. Okay, inhale, exhale, release the fingertips down, tuck the toes, right foot, lift the knee, left foot turns out, right foot turns out, and then side angle pose. And you might want to come to the modified version with the elbow to the knee. Keep opening the front knee out, inner right thigh lift, and we're trying to imagine that we're almost trying to press the left hip forward between the legs to turn the chest here, turning the gaze up. Maybe you can gaze towards your right fingertips as well, smiling, having a rest in side angle. Okay, look down to your left foot, inhale, press in to come into a warrior two, and then sink deeper into your warrior two. Inner right thigh still lifting, front knees opening out. Try to get the arms working in warrior two as well. So it's like you're imagining that you're trying to push something down with the hands. From that, you're pressing the shoulder blades into the upper back. Okay, we'll set up for Trikonasana. Inhale to straighten into the front leg. Find length, torso and hips facing to the right as much as you can. And then exhaling to reach. Get all of that length on the left side of the body. Hand can come down the shin. Maybe you take first 2 fingers around the big toe. Whatever version you want to do. And here, see if you can use the bandhas. So use the abdominal muscles to adjust the tailbone to point to the back of the right heel. Right side ribs are drawing in, and it's almost like your right hand is pulling your torso up towards the ceiling. Release the lower hand if you want to. Make it even harder. I always find this really challenging. Trikonasana is really challenging. Probably hotter now than I have been yet this morning. Okay, keep reaching up through the right fingertips. On our next inhale, we'll find warrior two again, so bending into the front knee. Gazing over the left middle finger, heavy with the tailbone. Big inhale, warrior two. As we exhale, bring the hands down, step back, make your way to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. Through the knees, take a break, do whatever. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, calm your breath. 2, can you draw the shoulder blades up your back? 3, pressing the shin bones back as well there. 4 and 5. Okay, inhale, take the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Setting up for crescent again, so adjusting the feet and then wobbling our way up. Definitely feeling my right bum. I'm sure that you are as well. Draw the outer right hip back. Tailbone is heavy, energize back through the left heel, ribs in. Okay, inhale, reach up through the fingertips. And then exhale, just making as big a movement with the arms back and around as you can, and then bring them forward and up. And then back and around as much as you can, and then forward and up. Back and around as much as you can, and then forward and up. Back and around as much as you can, and then forward and up. Okay, taking the arms out to the side, inhale. Exhale, let's find eagle arms, right arm under left. So again, your version. You can do whatever you want to with your eagle arms. You can always just take the shoulders if you've got shoulder issues. Elbows lifting. Come deeper into your crescent lunge. Lift the chest, inhale. And then exhale, dip forward over the right leg. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip forward over the right leg. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip forward over the right leg. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip forward. Inhale, come back up. Last time, inhale, dip forward. Exhale, dip forward. Inhale, come back up. Okay, so this time we're going to take all the weight into the right foot. Shift forward, cross the left leg over. Wobble, wobble, and come straight into eagle. Sink into the knees a bit deeper if you can, lift the elbows maybe. You tuck the left toes around the back of the calf as well. Come deeper, elbows lift. Definitely feeling our bums. Okay, inhaling in our eagle, and as we exhale, we'll fly away. Warrior three, arms out. Okay, inhale, warrior three. Exhale, reach back with the left foot. Come down, take the hands down, step back. Straight to downward facing dog or through Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Adjust, do whatever you need to. Find crescent lunge, sink into it. Ribs in, shoulders down. heavy in the front foot, energized back through the right heel. Okay, do those big movements with the arms first. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips, and then as you exhale, this bigger movement down and around and back and up, forward and down and around and back and up, and forward and down and around and back and up, and forward, and then take the arms out to the side, widen. Inhale, exhale, left arm under. Eagle arms this side. I'll do the dips. Keep the hips squaring forward, shoulders down, elbows lift. Inhale, exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover. I've lost count, so I'm going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then come back up, take the weight into the left foot, come straight into eagle, right leg crosses, maybe you tuck the toes. Can you square the hips and shoulders forward in your eagle? Sink deeper, keep the elbows lifted, sink deeper. Definitely feel my bum today, come deeper. Okay, inhaling eagle, exhaling for warrior 3. Fly away, lift up out of the left hip. Inhale there, and then as we exhale, we'll soften into the front knee, reach back, crescent lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog or vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back, downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, calm your breath. 2, can you draw the shoulder blades up your back? 3, how am I doing? Well, 4 and 5. Okay, inhale, look forward, step, hop, float, walk, come forward, and then exhale, forward bend, inhaling to come up, bringing the hands to touch, and then exhale. I haven't really done much chair pose, have I, which is highly unusual for a Thursday morning. So when you're ready, find chair, making sure that it's a deep chair. In fact, if you come down, bring the fingertips down and then come to chair, you make sure that you're not cheating too much. Shoulders down, ribs in here as well. Get that action, sit bones to the backs of the knees. Okay, I'm going to do some of those dips here. So we're going to rock to the balls of the feet. If you have knee issues, just be a bit careful with these. But rocking to wobbly chair first, and then inhaling, exhaling to dip down. Keep the knees doing the same thing, and then inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down. Don't let the knees drift or collapse in. Inhale, back up. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, back up. Okay, one more time. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, back up, and then let the heels come back down. Come back to your standard chair. Inhale there, exhale slowly. This time we'll come down all the way. So cheat, use the hands, do whatever you need to. Find your bum, meet me in half pout. Lift the chest, cheat if you need to. Widen across the collarbones, back ribs lift up as well here. See if you can just let your breath settle a bit in your boat pose, half boat. Okay, taking an inhale, and then we'll let the feet come down, and then come to lying all the way down on your back. Walk the feet in, keeping the outside edges of your feet parallel. Navel draws in, low back presses down, and then inhale, head and shoulders up, reach forward through the fingertips. Shoulders relax down away from the ears. You can stay here and pulse it, of course, as always. Or, keeping the low back pressing down, we stretch the legs away. And then you can move a bit there if you want. See if you can rock a little bit there. Try to make the front of your body concave. Keep the ribs in, keep the navel in. Okay, fingertips behind the thighs. Come up half boat for a rest. Well done. Let the feet come down. Come all the way back down. Walk the heels in. Press the low back down. Inhale, head and shoulders up. Stay relaxed as much as you can around the base of the neck. Chin to the chest. Stay there and pulse, or legs away. And then maybe you bring some movement into your hollow body type thing, or not. It's hard, that, isn't it? Especially at the end of the practice. Okay, fingertips behind the thighs. Inhale, come back up, half boat, lift the chest, and then release, let the feet come down. Well done. Okay, bring the legs straight out in front of you. Come into Dandasana for a moment. So flesh away from your sit bones, hands down by your sides, sitting up as tall as you can in Dandasana, upper arms come back. So we want to think about lifting the underarms, the side ribs, navel's drawing in, chin just dips slightly towards the chest in our Dandasana. And then from there, we're going to inhale, take the right leg up, and then exhale to lower it. Inhale, take the left leg up, exhale to lower. Inhale the right leg, exhale, lower. Inhale the left leg, exhale, lower. Keep going, switching. 10, 9, 8, 7. It's surprisingly hard, this, isn't it? 6, 5. Those hip flexors are hard to strengthen. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then come back to Dandasana, chin to the chest. You're going to bend up the right knee, take the right arm on the inside of the lower right leg, take the outer edge of the foot, lift the foot, and then adjust so that the elbow's on the outside of the knee. Bring the left arm up, and then we're coming into heron pose variation here. So the right thigh is close to the chest, try and keep it there. Try and keep the upper body as upright as you possibly can, keep the shoulders relaxed. And then maybe you start to think about straightening that right leg, but without leaning forward. So you're staying as upright as you can, you're keeping the shoulders relaxed. Lift the chest. Maybe getting a little bit easier. I find this very challenging. You want to be bringing the leg towards you. Remember, not leaning towards the leg. Okay, so that extra challenge for our hip flexors now. We're going to try and maintain that really upright position with our spine and let go and hold it there. 5, keep lifting. 4, keep lifting the chest. 3, 2, 1, and then release. Well done. Okay, other side, bend the left knee, arm on the inside, lift the foot, adjust the elbow to the outside of the knee, right hand comes up, keep the chest lifted, stay upright, and then straightening into that leg as much as you can. So it doesn't matter if it's not straightening at the moment. Don't compromise things by leaning forward, rather keep the knee bent and work on it. It's not an easy stretch, this, is it? Well, not for those of us with kind of tight backs and hamstrings. Okay, when you're ready, we're staying as upright as we can, and we're letting go, and we're holding it for 5. Keep lifting the chest. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Well done. Come down, point and flex, bring the knees up and down, do whatever, and then scoot yourself a little bit forward so that your heels are at the top of the mat. Squeeze the inner calves together, the inner thighs together, arms reach up. So that little sort of pistol squat thing that we do, I thought I wouldn't do that to us quite yet, because that's hip flexors, isn't it? Hopefully those little exercises will help with that. I don't know what my pistol squats will be like at the moment. Okay, from here, inhale, exhale, come down slowly. Keep squeezing. Take your time. Once you come all the way down, we're going to inhale and wave the arms up above the head, and then exhale, sit back up. Inhale at the top, exhale, come down slowly. Smiling. Inhale, wave the arms up above the head, exhale, come back up. Inhale at the top, exhale, come down slowly. Inhale, wave the arms up above the head, and then exhale, come back up. Last time we'll come down, so inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, come down really slowly, hovering with control, squeezing the legs together. Hover at the last moment, and then come all the way down, bring the knees in, give yourself a squeeze, a little bit of a back massage, whatever feels nice. Happy baby, maybe you take a twist. Do whatever your body needs you to do. And then just for the last minute or two, Well done. Relax your mouth, relax your jaw, and let go of the weight of your legs. And just let go completely. And then just slowly beginning to bring your awareness back. And gently move fingers and toes. Taking a nice long full inhale, have a stretch, arms up overhead maybe, interlace fingers, have a full body stretch. You could bend up the knees, bring them into your chest, give yourself a hug, take a twist, whatever. So any move, any stretch that feels nice. And then when you're ready, making your way to your right hand side and back up to seated. Any seated position, cross legs or not. And then we'll bring our hands together. So just take a moment to relax the shoulders, soften the facial muscles, and just observe how everything feels. Take a nice long full inhale through the nose. Cleansing breath out through the mouth. Namaste. Thank you very much. Well done. Not that bad. Not that bad. Have a lovely day, folks. I'll be back with some hatha later. If you'd like to join. And
Thank you.
That wasn't too bad.
Fantastic.
Have a lovely day. Bye. See you later.
Bye.